What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with another haul video. Now, before we get into all of this madness of comic books and Funko Pops, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know, and you can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. And so, I wasn't able to get to my LCS today to have new comic book day. As many of you, I'm sure, I hope, were able to do. Just timing. I wasn't able to wait around until my LCS opened up. What is going on, Shiny? How are you? Hidden Gem Comics, thank y'all for showing up. So we've got Tapia's Family Unlimited Comics in the house. And hello there. Yeah, hello there. I've got something that might be of interest to you. However, it is not to be pushed on you as my. Oh, thank you, sir. See, I'm trying to do the wink ink vibe, right? You know, the company man, boardroom certified. But no, seriously, I wasn't able to wait around for my LCS to open up, so it went ahead and took off towards out of town and was able to stop out of town at some comic book shops. So I didn't get the new comic book day stuff that I normally pick up that's on my pull, but I was able to pick up some older stuff, except for one. So I was able to pick up one, and so shout out to Newbie Comics and oh goodness, my mind just went blank. Him, yes, I am in a hotel room, staying out of town tonight. But shout out to Newbie Comics, and my mind just went blank. But they were talking about this Wolverine Black, White, and Blood, which I like number one, so I decided to pick up number two. Now, if you have this, you know what I'm talking about. This is the hidden variant. So there is, most of these have his mask on, and I wouldn't have known about it had I not been watching their channel, and they mentioned the fact of this hidden variant. So I was able to go through the comics there and found this one, which is surprising because this particular shop is known for getting their variants and marking them way up. Then they wonder why they got them all around the shop not sold. I understand marking them up, trying to make up for damaged goods and goods not sold. I get it, but to mark them up in the manner that they do, it's pretty excessive. So I'm surprised that they did, and they're usually in the know about things like this. So I'm surprised that this one got past them and didn't make it up to the $20 rack. So that is the one comic book, new comic book today, but all the rest of them are new to me. And look, they're for me. So that's what matters, right? Do appreciate everybody hanging out today. So we've got Turok Time Walker, number one and number two, little connecty goodness. And so this is from the Acclaim Days of Valiant, and where they had rebranded Acclaim, which is the video game maker, and Valiant Comics. And so this is a crossover between the two characters, and they did the little deal there. So then we got Exo Manowar number 17. This is not from the current run. This is from the run prior. And this is the only one I needed to complete the set. Not of all the covers, but of all the issues. Then we got Quantum and Woody, number 32. This is the last issue of this volume. So this is Quantum and Woody volume 1. And so this, again, from Acclaim Comics. But that's the last issue there. Then we got Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom from Whitman Comics, because towards the end of that run, Whitman was the one that was distributing that stuff. And so this is before Valiant picks up the rights to Solar and Magnus, the robot fighter, which in the latter issues was also in the comics. So nothing special, no big key or anything like that, just a cool book, as well as Solar, Man of the Atom from the Gold Key days. And so this is 1960s. You see that 12-cent goodness there. And the thing that I always liked about these old Gold Key, Solar, Magnus, and Turok, which was not Turok the Dinosaur Hunter back then. It was Turok Man of Stone, but is these painted covers. And so that is pretty cool there. And the other crazy thing, the way Gold Key did it, was they didn't really put the issue numbers on there. And so one of the things I like that the shop did was they put the issues out there so you wouldn't have to pull it out and try to figure it out and all that kind of good stuff. Then we got Ninjak number 3. So Ninjak is one of the Valiant properties. And so when they Acclaim rebooted it, which this is the Ninjak number 1, the painted variant there. When they rebooted Ninjak, they went really wonky. So Ninjak in that series, that set, was like Shazam. And so when somebody would say Ninjak, they would turn into the ninja. Weird, I know. Then we got Ninjak number 1. This is the retailer review copy. So this was sent out to retailers prior to them getting it, or to try to incentivize them to order that. And so this is what retailers would have gotten. This particular shop's been around a long time, so it's probably the one that was sent to them for free originally. Then we got Magnus the Robot Fighter from Dark Horse. Now I don't collect these. You see, some Magnus from Gold Key that I'll show you in just a minute. And let's see. I won MJ Comics giveaway and I chose a Ninjak slab. Thanks to Remy Q. Cool. Ninjak number 1, the chromium cover, I'm assuming, from Joe with Joe Quesada on that. But yeah, so Magnus the Robot Fighter, because it's a Gold Key property, and Gold Key no longer in business, but the Gold Key properties are Magnus, Solar, and Turok. It's changed hands quite several times. So after Valiant and Acclaim filed bankruptcy, they no longer kept the rights to it. Dark Horse picked them up. Now Dynamite owns them now, but this was in between that time. And you notice up at the top, Jim Shooter wrote this. Pretty cool cover, Jim Shooter writing it, and I couldn't pass it up because I was in the mood for it. Yeah, I usually pick up those chromium covers and that Ninjak number 1 or some of the others. If I can get them on the cheap, I've got several copies of them myself. And so then we got Magnus the Robot Fighter number 1. This is a volume 2. And this story is way out. So if you follow the Gold Key days, even the Gold Key days, Magnus had his, Flame, the blonde head chick, and had her. He had the outfit. He had A1. All that stuff stayed the same in Valiant, and then eventually they updated it, his costume and all that kind of stuff. But when Acclaim took over that, like they did with Ninjak, they kind of changed things. Yes, sir, I would agree. And since you should collect your way, you ought to collect what you like. We've got Magnus the Robot Fighter number 46 from Gold Key Comics. Some more painted comic goodness there. 30 center right there. And then Magnus the Robot Fighter number 35. Look at that. $2, people. $2 for a 20-cent comic. Awesome looking painted cover. Then we got Hardcore and Bloodshot number 0. So in volume 3, which was during Valiant's reboot of Bloodshot, he teamed up with the Hardcore for, I don't know, about 5 or 6 issues of that. And this was kind of an offshoot of him teaming up with them. Shadow Man number 15. So this is from the Acclaim run of that. As you can see, I've got a lot of Acclaim comics today. There's not a lot of Acclaim for them. You have to usually be a oh yeah. So Perry, if you're in the chat, there is a movie that was done by Valiant Comics to try to put out there their properties and how the characters acted and interacted with each other to try to incentivize companies for picking those properties up and making movies of them. And so there is a thing out there on YouTube called Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. So basically, Ninjak takes on everybody in the Valiant universe. That's Exo, Archer and Armstrong, Eternal Warrior, Exo, Manowar, all those. And so in there, the guy that plays the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, he actually played Bloodshot. And so it was done by Bat in the Sun, which you might have seen. And they do some pretty quality stuff. I mean, it's obviously not Disney tier stuff, but they did do that. And so that's one you ought to do, Perry. There is you a free movie. You ain't even got to pay to watch the movie. You can get it on YouTube. And maybe you wouldn't have to do as much editing with that, since it is already out there to the YouTubes. Then we got Quantum and Witty number 5 from that same Acclaim run there. They had several of the ones I needed on that. Number 8 kind of got a Batman vibe to that. So Quantum and Witty, Quantum is a black guy, Woody is a white guy, and they're brothers. So Quantum's dad adopted Woody, and so he's kind of the straight-laced, narrow guy, and Woody, which is kind of switched suits on him. Woody's kind of the, brother that everybody's got one of, who doesn't really, he's not really got much on his mind, but having fun. Then we've got number 11. And these were done by Christopher Priest, which seems like he's changed his name. He goes by another name now. The guy did a run on Black Panther. That was pretty popular. Then we got number 12. And they're always at each other's throats. And then, of course, they kind of kiss, make up in the end. Not literally. Yeah. So then we've got number 13. Then we've got number 17. So you kind of got a Spider-Man vibe. I forget which Spider-Man that was, where he throws his suit in the garbage can and walks off. So kind of got that same deal right there. Then we got 4001 AD War Mother. And so 4001 AD is the time of Rye and, back in the day, Magnus, the robot fighter. But when Valiant rebooted, it was just Rye. And so they had this crossover, and you had 4001 AD XO, 4001 AD Rye, so on and so forth. But this was one I was missing. And I picked this up at 2nd and Charles. They have a thing going on right now, so just in case y'all are near 2nd and Charles and want to take advantage of it, that if you buy a $50 gift card, they will give you $10 worth of in-store credit. So basically, if you bought $50, so basically it's like 20% off, right? 20% off of $50. And then they are so disorganized. I go in some that are better than others as far as keeping their comics in relative order, Indies, DC, Marvel, and in relative alphabetical order. But this one is horrible. I've been through it multiple times. They typically don't get a lot of new stuff, but a lot of times I'm looking for different stuff when I go. Or I passed on something and I was like, I changed my mind, I want to go back. And then I try to remember where it was at. In that, but they don't normally have any signs saying, hey, there's buy 5 get 5 free, which they were subject to do. Check them after Christmas. That a lot of times they'll do that then, and they don't know. And so they got prices on these things, but they're not necessarily right. And if you're like me, you're sitting there looking at your stack of comics and you're going, well, I'll put this one back because I want it, but I don't know that I want to pay that much for it. Well, you put it back, but then it could have been not near as expensive. And so as an example, this had no price on it. So typically that means that they're cover price. However, I got up there, it was $2. Now today I didn't happen to put anything back, but I have in the past. And I've told them, I was like, well, if you did a little more signage, you might sell some of these things, because you can tell they've been picked over and over and over and over. So then we've got Darth Vader number 8. This is from volume 2. Pretty sick cover with Anakin, Vader hanging right there. And so this is another case of this. So this was $4 according to this, but when they rung it up at the register, it was only $1. And then I got that $10 gift card. So essentially, it was like 20% off. So basically 80 cents for that comic. Death Blow, number 16. Some image goodness. And this one is made cool by, see that autograph right there, Barry Windsor Smith. So some Barry Windsor Smith goodness there. 95 cents before that discount. Then we got Dino Riders number 2. So Marvel and DC, in particular Marvel, did a lot of these selling comics because they sold an awful lot back in the day, and to try to push toy lines, because toys were where they really made the money at. And so this was Dino Riders was one of those series. I don't know if anybody remembers Dino Riders or not. Captain Comics, what is going on? Horror, matey. But yeah, so this was one of them. And the reason why I picked this one up, it's a number 2. There's 3. It's a 3-part series, so nothing really special about it. But Don Perlin drew this. And so Don Perlin, for those of you who don't know, is the guy who first drew Moon Knight. I think he's listed as one of Moon Knight's creators, as well as Bloodshot. So there you go. And if you didn't know that, now you know. And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe. So that's why I picked that up. Then we got Generation Zero, number 1. Again, no price tag. Get up there. It's $2. Picked up a little Jeff Lemire Moon Knight goodness, number 4. Check that price tag right there. 50 cents. There's no rhyme or reason the way they do stuff. Moon Knight number 14. $1. Yep. Some Moon Knight goodness. Then we got Ninjak number 0. So this is from the old days of Valiant, and everybody did the Zero comics back in the 90s. If you want to know if it's 90s or not, look at that NBA Jams. And of course, it says 95, so that's kind of a big giveaway. But NBA Jams was out at that time. So this was one I needed to complete. One of the ones I needed to complete the set. It's just about complete, but it wasn't even in a boarding bag. Luckily, it wasn't all banged to what. And the guy goes, well, I'll charge you $1 for it. I said, I can live with that. Then we got Ninjak number 1. This red lettering, I didn't realize it because I didn't bother to pay attention to the UPC code. But that means it's the second printing of Ninjak number 1. And this is another one. Shows $4 on here. And so I said earlier that I didn't put any back. That's not entirely true. I didn't pick some up. So this Ninjak or Ninja K, and I'll explain that in a minute, but there were several books in this run. I said, well, I'm going to work on these other runs before I dive into this one first. And I would have picked them up had they been the same way, because this one says $4, as did all of them. But when I got up there, it was only $1. What do you do? So the deal with Ninja K, so when they rebooted Ninjak that time, he'd always been known as Ninjak. They did a little twist, a little retcon of his origin. Still a ninja, still like a James Bond ninja, essentially, for those of you who've never read one. But this time they said, okay, he's a ninja, but he's Ninja K. So if you started at Ninja A and then you just went B, C, D, till you got to K, kind of like 007 is the number 7, and then there were 6 spies before him. So same way with Ninja K. And actually in this one, he fights Ninja, I forget the ninja's letter, but yeah, that's kind of the deal. What's going on? What the deuce is up in the house? Time to buy is when you see them. Hey, I've told you the same thing. I told you the same thing about them Star Wars, man. You wouldn't listen to me. Now you're trying to tell me. Convince yourself, Mr. Garrow. Convince yourself. And I was just wondering, Barbarian's got the little up here where the little ducky is, up here in the corner. He's got your picture. I'm just wondering, is he giving you any kind of royalties for that? It's really funny to see your picture is kind of lording down over Parker, trying to keep him in line. Good luck with that. Then we've got Ninja K 19. Pretty sick looking cover there. Yeah, look, man, don't need to get in trouble with the wifey. I saw the thing if your wife was saying, "Hey, will y'all let my husband go?" So you don't need to get in trouble with that. Then we got Rye number one. Yes, some Clayton Crane goodness. If you've never read Rye, especially this run of Rye with Clayton Crane, Matt Kent writing it, killer story line. This is number one, and it is third printing. And this one was $3 before the discount. Just there to make fun of me. Then we've got Rune and the Silver Surfer, number one. Some more Barry Windsor Smith goodness right there. And I've got the square bound copy of this, but I did not have this one. And it was only $1. So we've got Saber-Tooth, some chromium goodness up in here. And so for those of you who've never seen this cover, this came out in the 90s. They figured out how to do chromium covers. And of course, you can thank Valiant for that. But see all this nice, shiny, goody stuff. So if you recognize the deal and you're an X-Men fan, you'll remember that basically Iceman figured out how to do all this when Emma Frost took him over. So that's about that same time. And of course, Archangel had his wings. And so this is where Archangel becomes Angel again. So what happens is they're going after Saber-Tooth. So if you remember the X Factor run from those days, Forge, Mystique, Saber-Tooth, all them, and they had Saber-Tooth with the little mask on. If you remember the Phalanx, he was fighting on the good guy's side, but he still had the mask on and the claws keeping him in check. Well, he breaks out of them. So the original X-Men, which is what these are, the original X-Men go after him. Well, at this point right here, Saber-Tooth trashes his wings. And so he's bleeding out the wings. He had never done that before. He just assumed that they had a mind of their own, but he didn't think that they were alive or anything like that. So he does that. So Angel goes down, and he's saying, "Hey, I'm going to take you out, and you can't stop me." And he gets to the end, and so they shoot him in the head to stop him. Of course, he heals from it, obviously. But Archangel goes on, and in the follow-up issue of Uncanny X-Men, he starts shedding the metal and then having wings again, like he had before. And then for a while, he had the wings. He was still blue-faced, but he had the actual feathered wings as opposed to the metal ones. And then eventually, they changed it to where he would kind of go back and forth between the two. So this is where that happened. It all happened here. And it was chromium goodness. And so I couldn't pass that one up. Then we've got Turok the Dinosaur Hunter, number 40. So these are the latter issues of that Turok Dinosaur Hunter run before they rebooted the title, Acclaim rebooted the title. And these are kind of hard to find. They weren't really high print. And so these were the last ones I needed to complete my Turok run. So now I have the entire set. So that's issue number 40, issue number 42, number 45, and number 46. So most of those, one was $2, but most of them were $4. And then, like I said, with the discount, $10 discount that they gave me on it, with the way I done it, basically I got 20% off. So a little more, but these are, again, kind of hard to find. Then we've got X-Force and the Champions Annual 1998. This is the only X-Force annual I needed to complete my entire run of Volume 1, if you didn't count the annuals. Now, if you didn't count the annuals, I already had the Volume 1 run, which started with Liefeld pouches and ended with dupe. But yeah, so this is the only annual that I needed. and picked that one up. So that was pretty cool. And me, because I'm a run collector, a lot of times if I can get those run fillers, those more rare type books, not rare because they're valuable, it's just because of either low print runs, people didn't keep them, and you just can't find them, everywhere you look. Now I did pick up these, but I'm going to turn around and sell them. And that is Clayton Crane and Garth Ennis, issue 4 of 6. We've got Ghost Rider. Look at that Ghost Rider. Sick. Then we got Ghost Rider number 5 of 6 in that same run. Clayton Crane goodness right there. And then we've got Incredible Hulk number 41. And check out that. Hulk Pops. Kind of like Corn Pops. Yeah, pretty cool. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep that one or if I wanted to sell it. I've had a copy of that before, and then I kind of regretted selling it. Oh, yeah, got to. There's absolutely no way I could not pick up multiple stuff on accident if I didn't. I've got almost 7,300 comics now, especially, well, there will be over 7,300 if you count the foreign editions. And there's just no way to keep up with it otherwise. So it is definitely worth the price. Some of the people that got CLZ early on pay a much cheaper price. But if you didn't, it's still worth it to have it. What a handsome jackaloon. Okay. Did everyone see the news that Chris Claremont is signing at CGC? Yes, I did. And by the way, you never responded back, not that you needed to, but I did send you that tracking number for the book you won on my 600 subscriber giveaway. Hopefully you got that, and we'll be getting that. And then as far as Chris Claremont signing, every time I was in Memphis last year and Huntsville this year, I get Chris Claremont to sign something. Having the X-Men collection that I do, there's always something for him to sign. The next time, I'm not going to send anything to get him to sign it, but the next time that he's at a con, which should be in April, the next time that he's going to be at a con that I'm going to be at, I'm probably going to get him to sign was it Aliens and Predator, or was it just the Predator? There was a storyline that he did, and I thought about getting that. That giveaway was rigged. Look, if you want to talk about rigged giveaway, the guy with the Deadpool, right? Because Bake the Snake gets the Deadpool. Wins the Deadpool, but Big Will had convinced me to go ahead and spin just in case Bake didn't do it. And Two Brothers, it was like, no, that's what I've been wanting. So yeah, it was kind of one of those deals. Hey, no problems. I just wanted to let you know that it was in there. Yes, I am in Shreveport, Louisiana. So I'm kind of on the opposite. Let's see. Okay, I'm up here, and who that's down here. How about that? For those people who might not know where Shreveport is. Yes, I am out traveling. I am going. Yes, that's right. I'm out of town for work, and so tomorrow I'm going to be leaving Shreveport. I'm going to Dallas, and in Dallas, Friday, I'm going to be hooking up with Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, and we are going to be going comic book long box diving. That's right. We're going to be hitting up some comic shops over in his neck of the woods, and so should be fun. Probably see some videos for it. So there's kind of your deal. Yeah. You're in Texas. Are you in Dallas, Mr. Garrell, or is that kind of a secret? Because I know Mr. Garrell's an alias. I thought it was your real name, but I know it's an alias now. Your secret is out. So I'm going to see about maybe doing some live stream videos, or it might be pre-recorded and put back together, but we'll see how it goes. Now, I normally don't pick up Funkos. I just don't have the room for all this stuff. North Dallas, man, we ought to, dude, what are you doing tomorrow? Are you working? Not tomorrow, but Friday. You working? What's going on? And we should get together and go hit up some shops. There's a pretty cool shop in Longview that I'm going to stop at on my way over tomorrow afternoon. Yes, I was trying to figure out who sent it, but UPS taped over the seller. Okay, cool beans. And be sure, well, I'll get to that in a minute. So I normally don't pick up Funkos. I just don't have the room for it. But Second and Charles had a buy two, get one free. So you know what you got to do, right? You might only get one, but now you're going to get two, so you can get that third one for free. So again, if you're a Funko collector and you are looking for deals on Funkos, this was for their new ones or their used ones. So it was not just one set of their Funkos. So picked up this one right here, Mr. Garrell. Check this out. Darth Maul. Look at that. Sick. That's sick right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, me and Dustin got together and went over there to Dave's and hit that up over there, and several other shops that are over that way. So yeah, man, we need to hook up. Yeah, check that out. So I want to get these ones here that are on the back, these Mandalorian ones, and I wanted to get an Ahsoka, but the one that I had seen before didn't have her lightsaber out. It was just holding the hilt. So I wanted to get the one with the lightsaber out, and so was able to pick that one up. Then, until all are one. That's right, Optimus Prime. Autobots transform. That's right. If you were a child of the 80s, you saw these robot fiends fight off the other guys, Optimus Prime being the main leader. And if you were if you were still a child of the 80s, you remember the movie and where they killed Optimus Prime, and Hasbro later regretted it and, of course, brought him back to life as he and the other Autobots faced off against Megatron and those. So I've seen the Soundwave. That's a GameStop exclusive. You can get that Soundwave. And I've seen the Megatron at my LCS. I almost picked him up. Been hanging out for this because I want to get Peter Cullen to sign this pop. And so we'll see how that goes. So if you're doing your math, you see that was two. And the third one was Batman. Me. That's right. We got Batman. This is the Christmas. So I'm going to see if my wife will let me, which we only got 1 week left in Christmas by now, but I'm going to see if my wife will let me claim this as Christmas decorations, right? So they did the DC heroes as various deals. You got a couple of Santas. You got Harley with the jackals being the reindeers. I didn't get any of those. I think the Joker one's kind of cool. But I thought that this was really fitting. It was Batman. I needed one. I could not find a third one. And I'm like, I want these two, but I got to get a third one, get one for free. So I wasn't going to pass that up. So I decided to get this one because it was Batman for one. And then two, it was Ebenezer Scrooge. Oftentimes when it comes to the holidays, everybody wants to be giving my money away. And so my wife a lot of times will call me the Grinch or Scrooge. And so Batman and Scrooge. There you go. So picked up those pops, those comics. Going to be hitting up some more shops tomorrow. And then claim all of Christmas prize. There you go. And I'm going to be hitting up some more shops tomorrow, or that's the plan. Depends on what time I leave Shreveport, heading to Dallas, and checking that out. And I mentioned this to Kaya B. As far as giving credit on IG, if you have watched my 600 subscriber, 750 subscriber announcement, you know that there are multiple ways that you can enter to win an X-Men 4. That's right, first appearance of Scarlet Witch. And there's 3 different ways for you to enter to win. And if you do all 3, you're going to get 16 different entries into the X-Men 4 giveaway, which is for my 750 subscribers. And I'm keeping a list. I'm checking it twice. That's right. But I'm going to keep up with it until the 750 subscribers is reached. And at that point, we will do another giveaway. Surprise! But if you have not already, after this video is over with, I will go back and put the link to the video in the description below. But you can check out my channel. And again, it's the 600 subscriber giveaway video, and find out how you can enter to win that X-Men 4. And maybe you will get lucky like Kaya B did and win something, or win the grand prize like Bake the Snake did with that New Mutants 98 9.4 CGC slab. And it was kind of timely because with the announcement of the new Deadpool movie in the works, in the making, that book has picked back up some heat. I do appreciate everybody for watching this afternoon. I do have a video releasing tomorrow, and one releasing Friday, and one releasing Saturday. So they're already pre-recorded, and they will be releasing. The one tomorrow is about a big Turtles book that I was able to pick up, and the other two are Walmart packs. And so the new Walmart packs are out, and if you are looking for particular books, you might want to check out your local Walmart. But if you want to see what is available, check those videos out on Friday and Saturday. And yeah, before you get out of here, go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already, and hit the subscribe button again if you haven't already. And if you haven't already, the bell notification. I do appreciate the people that hung out with me live, and I appreciate the people that are going to watch this on the rewind. Until next time, though, keep reading and keep collecting.